Hi guys, today we are going to talk about the fight or flight response. This is an extension of the external stimulus that we were talking about before. So in external stimulus we talked about observing the pill bug, then we talked about the four types of tropism. Now we are going to talk about the fight or flight. So it is a fact that anything that is happening in our environment tends to affect us and tends to affect our emotions also. This is a picture of a mom kissing her baby, and when she does that, the hormones are released in her various parts of her body, and you can see in this MRI scan that various parts of her brain got lit up. This was a picture that was taken by a photographer and appeared in a National Geographic magazine. So when we are exposed to these dark, gloomy pictures, we tend to feel anxiety, we tend to feel stress, and this has an effect on us internally also. So when we are exposed to news which is unfavorable, say you have to do a homework, a major project is due. It's 9 o'clock at night and the project is due in the morning, and you just realize at 9 p.m. Now you're going to be starting to feel stressed. So your heart is going to be beating much faster, your eyes are going to be dilated, you're going to feel very alert, your breathing rate will be very fast. Maybe you are trembling at that point also. So this was what happens inside. So our eyes, our five senses perceive the threat around us in our environment and send that information through our nerves to the brain. So that is part of our nervous system. Now the brain is going to send information to the adrenal glands. These are glands, so that is part of your endocrine system. This adrenal gland releases a hormone called adrenaline. This hormone affects the various organs in our body in different ways. It makes our heart beat much faster, the blood pressure is going to increase, the lungs are going to be having a much faster rate of breathing. The stomach is going to be shut down because at this point you're not really going to be thinking about food. So we're going to do an experiment. Is social media a factor that affects the heart rate by releasing the adrenaline hormone if a teenager spends 15 minutes on it? So we see that adrenaline hormone increases the pulse of our heart rate. So this is one way that we are going to check the pulse of our heart rate when we are exposed to social media. We're going to watch some videos on it. So please write down this topic in your journal, and then you are also going to go ahead and write your hypothesis that I think the social media is going to have an impact on my physiological response, or I think the social media will not have an impact on my physiological response, so my heart rate will not be affected. Then you're going to go ahead and make this table. You're going to make two columns. One is for times and minutes, and the other one is beats per minute. So your heart beats per minute. A normal pulse rate is usually going to be for between 60 and 100 pulses per minute. However, when we are under stress, it tends to increase to more than 100 at times. So you are going to check your pulse. You're going to take your two fingers like that, and you can find your pulse either under your neck and just move your finger around till you find your pulse. Or the other way is if you can find them on your wrist. So you move it around where you can see the arteries and the veins, and on its left side towards you, you will be able to find it and then start to monitor it. So the baseline, you're going to put a timer for 60 seconds and write down your baseline beats per minute. Then you will watch this video, and then roughly about 4 minutes you're going to take your pulse again. So you can monitor your pulse for 60 seconds, or you can just monitor your pulse for 20 seconds and multiply it by 3, and that will be your beats per minute. Then you'll watch the next video and then see how this video affected your pulse. So you will write the next one at 8 minutes. And then finally, you'll watch the third video, and then you will write your heart pulse per minute after watching this video. Then you're going to write a conclusion. In the conclusion, was it, the rates are going to determine when you compare it with the baseline. Did it actually impact your pulse rate when you were watching these videos that are part of the social media, or did it not? So that is your inference. Important thing to note is that fight or flight can be, you can either fight, or animals tend to run away by migrating or hibernating because they cannot fight nature. So thank you very much.